let's unbox this keyboard to see what it's all about. Woohoo! Keyboard time, keyboard time. Yeah, I'm Mr. Henry and excited to unbox and give an honest review of the Glarry GPP-101. One thing that caught my attention with this keyboard is that it has a built-in rechargeable battery, which can really come in handy when traveling. It claims to be lightweight, but still offers 88 standard action keys. Now, standard action keys typically means that there may be some feel to the keys, but they are not fully weighted keys. Weighted keys are a definite upgrade found in a keyboard because it offers a more real feel of a piano, but of course would cost much more, and for a portable keyboard like this that is under $200, I wouldn't typically expect weighted keys. But if it feels good enough, it can definitely be a great starter or traveling keyboard. A bunch of other features are also included, so let's get to the Glarry GPP-101 opened up. So we have the keyboard all opened up, and I do want to thank Glarry for sending me the keyboard. And they actually offer you a discount code, which can be found in the description box. By following the affiliate link, it also helps support this channel, which I greatly appreciate. So what's included? First, we do have a bag that's included, which is really great. This is perfect for when you are traveling, to just throw it right into the bag. It has the straps that you would need in order to carry it easily, and it is very lightweight, perfect for a traveling keyboard. It's smaller and compact. Here is the bag. This has some pockets. It doesn't give too much protection with it, but it's definitely enough. You would still want to be careful with it as you are placing it into a car or going from one house to another house or what have you. Just making sure you are careful with it, but it is nice that it comes with a bag. It also comes with a pedal, which is really nice. The pedal is, you just plug it into the back here, and this is our sustain pedal. And when you press your foot on it, it will sustain the note. It'll have that note continually sound by putting your foot down on the pedal. So this is really great to have, and we'll play around with the pedal a little bit more to get an idea of how it responds. But so far, it's responding how it's supposed to. It's working how it is supposed to, which is awesome. The one thing that this did not come with is a stand. So if you wanted a proper place to put the keyboard, you could put this keyboard pretty much anywhere. But to have it on a stand is also nice. So that would be something you would need to purchase separately. It's not totally necessary. You could definitely put this on a table and play it. The nice thing with a stand is that you can adjust the height, which is important if you are really starting to get into playing the piano and making sure that your hand position and finger position and arm position is all correct. You do want to have it at the correct height. That is important if you want to really dive into learning a piano. The build. So first, the GPP-101 is made with an aluminum frame, which is very sturdy. And looking at the keys, they look nice. I will definitely get into the feel of the keys here shortly, but they have the standard size keys. Sometimes keyboards may have a smaller or even larger key size, but this is the correct sized key. It is a full 88 keyboard. The speakers are built in, one on each side, and we'll check the sound of those speakers. And it is indeed very lightweight, so perfect for moving from spot to spot. Up top are the buttons, which offer a variety of features, which we'll dive into, but let's turn it on and get a sense of the keys and then start pressing these buttons. The feel. To me, the feel is like the most important thing. Let's check it out. The initial reaction is that there is some resistance, which is nice. Of course, as I mentioned before, they're not weighted keys, which is okay. I would not expect weighted keys for a price point of under $200 for a keyboard. The feel of it is actually pretty nice. It has a standard action, which is feeling pretty good. Yeah. What I like about the action is that I still feel like I can dig into the keys a little bit when playing on a real piano or a keyboard with weighted keys for so long. A lot of the time when you get to a keyboard that has no action at all, it can actually be kind of tough to play. So with this, I don't feel like it's hindering my ability to perform because I'm so used to playing with weighted keys. So just because of that, I would say it's really pretty nice, especially for under $200. Sound of the speakers. My initial reaction with the speakers is they don't sound that awesome. It's very tinty. I think right now it sounds a little distorted. I did do a check where I was holding the keyboard up off of this table and I was not getting that distortion. But so I think it's kind of the vibration of it hitting off of my desk here in particular. It's not that the speakers are distorting, I think it's just the fact that it's up against my table right now and that sound is kind of bouncing off of it, which is kind of creating this distorted sound. That's where a keyboard stand is really going to come in handy. That's going to allow the sound to travel correctly and you won't get that distorted kind of sound, but I am getting a little distorted sound. Something that I did do is I did plug it in the back with some headphones. I was listening with the headphones and that sounds much better. That's always a really great option. You can just plug in some headphones and play that way. It sounds really nice. Let's take a look at some of the buttons, some of the functions and sounds. They do have a demo button here. Cool, so there's a bunch of different demos in there, which is always fun to listen to. Let's check out the different sounds. Well, I like that. So there are 128 sounds in here. Some strings. Some voices. So the sounds are pretty typical of what I would find in a keyboard like this. They sound okay. They're not the best in the world, and they're not the worst in the world by any means. So I think the speaker quality does affect the sounds a little bit. So when you hook your headphones in and hear it that way, it does sound much cooler. You could also hook this up to an external sound system, which would offer a better sound overall. Yeah, in the end, I think they are right where they would need to be for a keyboard at this price. Let's take a look at some of the other functions. There is a start-stop button here, and that will start a basic groove, some sort of drum groove. But then if you hit the chord button, it will allow you to press one key on the keyboard and it will start to play an accompaniment that goes along with that drum track. And you can change the chord. So there's our basic drum beat. If I click on the chord, so the chord button is activated. So if I hit a C, it'll start to play a C chord. It'll start to play a song that goes along with this beat. So let's listen. Then if I switch to a G, it switches the chord to an F, back to C. So I could be doing that while playing something in the other hand. So it also has a metronome that if you click on the metronome, that'll give you a click. So just to keep you in time, and you can of course change the tempo. Looks like they do offer a record button. So if I hit record, I could record myself playing and then you play it right back. So there is another button called the sustain button. So if you click on the sustain, that'll turn it on, and that'll also hold out the note a little longer than what it normally would. That's what the sustain pedal is for. But if for some reason you needed to have a sustained kind of sound, and you forgot your pedal, you could put that sustain function on, or, just to have fun with it and play with it. I'm interested with this button, the vibrato button. So let's click on that. Let's see what this does. Oh, interesting. It's definitely a characteristic that you could just play around with if I were playing like with this kind of sound. If used correctly within the music, I think it is a pretty nifty sound. They also have some rhythm features, so this is pretty cool. I think this is actually nicer than playing along with a metronome. So if you were to put on this rhythm, you could play along with it. In the back of the keyboard, we do have the power supply, so you can just plug it in normally to an outlet, and that is through the USB. Now, of course, you could also have a USB go into a computer, and that could even power the keyboard as well. The battery, so this keyboard does have a battery. It says it can get 5 hours of playing in one sitting when fully charged, which is pretty awesome. That would definitely be nice when performing for weddings that are outside with no electrical outlet available or nearby. And as a backup, you could even have an external battery power supply available that could hook up to the USB on the back of the keyboard, just in case for that high intent situation as a performer in a wedding, as you of course would not want the piano to just lose power when the bride is walking down the aisle. Thankfully, that's never happened to me, but I'll tell you a story. My tablet with all of the music needed to perform for a wedding while on the top of a building in a 90-degree heat and direct sun. The tablet did overheat and it shut down right in the middle of the performance. And yeah, had to just figure it out on the spot. It was not that fun, but the violin player and I made it work. Anyway, of course, with the battery power available, it's nice to just move it from room to room in your home and power right on at home without plugging it in. And it's even great for bringing on a trip since it's more compact and offers the battery power. So the Glarry GPP-101 is a pretty nifty little keyboard. The fact that it is battery powered with up to 5 hours is a feature that I wish I had back when I was performing for weddings and other events. For a beginner's first keyboard, this can be a great addition to your musical life to get started with something that is easy to use and portable with a decent feel that is under $200. And you get a bag and pedal with the purchase. So check out the description box for a discount, and by clicking the link, it supports this channel, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you. I'm Mr. Henry, and I'll see you in the next